Hello, participants. Good evening. Welcome on board. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so all of you who joined in the Zoom call, you can say hi. Great. I see a lot of students joining uh, from different regions of India. Great. Good to see a lot of young children. I see most of you might be from grade 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Give me thumbs up. Okay, great. Yeah, so first of all, I would like to welcome all of our young charms, young space explorers to this very exciting and very interesting, okay, the master class on Saliride EarthKAM project. Okay, so without further ado, let me share my screen. Okay, so yeah, once again, I welcome you all and myself, Praveen Suryavanshi from Nawaz Space Labs. And we we are actually expertise into space education across India as well as abroad. And we have more than 100 labs across India. And here in our Zoom call, we have a lot of students who are joining from space labs, isn't it? Okay, so welcome on board, all of you. And I hope you are having a good time with Space Lab, right? And also, we have a lot of students joining from our online classes across the world. Okay, and hi to all of the students, right? I hope you're also enjoying the sessions, right? And we have a lot of NASA students also. Apart from the space labs and online classes, we have Olympiad program, right? So we have students joining from Olympiad program too. So here we can see, okay, students from various regions and various programs who are associated with us are joining today on this platform, isn't it? And obviously we should use this opportunity for wonderful things to do, isn't it? Okay, so what we are going to do is very exciting, and most of you might be wondering, okay, so what are we going to do? It sounds exciting, that's fine, but what it is all about, isn't it? So a lot of you might be having this doubt. Yes or no? Okay, fine. So this is an opportunity to capture images from International Space Station, right? And to capture images, we need a platform, isn't it? So you can actually command what kind of images you need from International Space Station, and you can command to the astronauts who are living on board International Space Station. And this is the exciting time. Why? Because for the first time an Indian is in International Space Station, isn't it? So who is that? You can put in the comment box. So all of you know who is in International Space Station right now from India for the first time. Okay, so I see a lot of comments. Oh, great, superb. Subhanshu Shukla, isn't it? A lot of people call him Shuks in short. Okay, so we have the wing commander Subhanshu Shukla, right? And who is astronaut right now orbiting the Earth, and he is in International Space Station, right? So International Space Station is going pretty fast around the Earth, isn't it? So it's orbiting almost 16 times in a day. That means they see 16 sunrises and sunsets every day. Yes or no? Okay, so wonderful. Now, With your command, Shubhanshu Shukla and his fellow astronauts can capture images of Earth as you want. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? Fine, fine. Okay. So, how to do that? For that, there is a wonderful project. The project is called EarthKAM, Sally Ride EarthKAM. So, what is this EarthKAM is all about? So, if you look at the abbreviation here, Earth is for the Earth, obviously. So, what is this CAM means? It's not the camera, obviously. It's the knowledge acquired by middle school students. So, that is how the CAM stands for. Knowledge acquired by middle school students. I know. So here, not only we have middle school students, we might be having students from primary as well as high school students, right? Okay, so that is the name of this project. Okay, so when it was started, actually, it was started way long. Okay, so it was started back in 2000, right? And this is named after an astronaut. Okay, so whose name is Sally Ride. So who was she? She was an astronaut. Okay, so world's first woman astronaut. She was an American. Okay, so she flew over space shuttle, right? Back then, and she recommended something. Okay, so I want one dedicated camera so that even students from Earth can access it. Okay, so thanks to her, today we have a dedicated camera on board the International Space Station, where students can access that camera and request images. Isn't it cool? Okay, that's great. Superb. So this was carried back in 1995. Maybe, before most of you are born, isn't it? So these cameras are there since then, since 1995, and it flew over space shuttle. Okay, and it is working for us right now. There is an active project which is going on. Okay, which started on 8th of July and which is going to last till tomorrow, that is 11th of July. Okay, and we all have access to that camera right now within this 3 days time frame. Now when we request, for the first time we have an Indian to capture these images. Nice. Okay, all of these requests might be received by Shubhanshu Shukla, and he might be pointing the cameras on board towards the Earth. Okay, do you know what is the name of this camera? It's very cool. It's called KidSat. Oh, nice name, isn't it? So it's KidSat. In our program, in Space Lab as well as online classes, some of you might have participated in a DIY kit called KidSat, isn't it? Yeah, so it is named after that. Okay, so we are going to use this KidSat camera on board the ISS, okay, and get the images. Right here you can see these cameras were used by Shubhanshu Shukla in recent times to capture wonderful images of Earth while he is orbiting the Earth, right? You can see. So he enjoyed his time. Okay, so not only he works in International Space Station, also he uses his camera to capture beautiful sights on the Earth. Okay, pretty good. You can see there is a module here. Okay, so this is called the cupola module, where we have a lot of glass windows through which astronauts can have time spent here and look at the Earth. Okay, great. So now, not only one window, there are multiple windows on board the International Space Station. Okay, so here you can see there is another window. Okay, in one of the module, you can see there is a hatch. Once we open the hatch, there is a glass window through which we can have different perspective of the Earth. Okay, yeah. So they might be pointing their cameras from these windows. Okay, great, superb. All that is fine, but how do we do that? Okay, so what we need. So what you need is access to internet. Obviously, all of you joined from your devices, isn't it? So you might have used a PC, right? A laptop or a desktop or a smartphone, a tablet, isn't it? So all of you have these devices with you. So that is what it is required to do all those things. Okay. Now I recommend, if you have another device, so apart from the device that you are logged in to the Zoom, you can also use another device like a smartphone or on any other backup laptop to try your project. Okay, if you have, it's not mandatory, but if you have, it would be good. Okay, so make your keep your systems ready, right? And you can take your parents' help if you're having trouble in typing things and all. You can take your parents and elders' help. Okay, and if you're joining along with your educators, you can take your educator's help, right? Now, so I hope all of you are ready with your computers and smartphones. Okay, so give me thumbs up if you're ready with this. Right, shall we start? Great. So what we are going to do, right? So obviously we are going to log into one portal, one website, which makes us possible to capture images, right? But there are certain steps to follow, and the first step is registration. Don't worry, we have done registration on behalf of you, so you don't have to worry about registration process. Okay, and we got the login ID and password, and we got important thing, that is the passcodes or the code words that we call, which are needed to access the camera and get the images. Okay, so obviously you should not worry about the registration process and sign up process for the mission. Okay, we have done that for you, right? Okay, so now all of us, what we are going to do is we'll directly go to the website and target the locations, right, and request the images, and then once we get the images back, then we will analyze, right? Okay, so perfect. So no need of registration and all. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to give the user ID and password for this mission. Okay, now what is the user ID and password for this mission? So here on the left side, okay, so you should only focus on this mission login. First of all, you should visit earthkam.org project. Okay, so you can also Google search instead of typing this web address. Okay, you can go to Google and search EarthKAM. That's it. Okay, if you search EarthKAM, you will end up to a website. Okay, and then it asks for login. So once it asks for login, you should choose mission login and give these credentials. Okay, so anyway, so before that, I'm going to show you how this website actually looks, right? Fine, so let me show that. So once you enter into the website after Google search or after entering the address in the browser, you will get this window. Okay, so here is the website, and on the top right, you can see there is a login option, right? And here we got the web address posted in the Zoom, right? It's pretty simple. Okay, all of you can click that web link provided in the chat box too. Okay, so give me thumbs up if you're on the website, all of you. Yes, you're on the website. Okay, so great. I see a lot of you already opened the website. That's good. Superb. So now once you're on the website, you need to click on login, right? So once you click on login, we should actually log in as a mission. Okay, so we are actually logging into the mission. We are not logging as a teacher. We have already done that, and we have got codes for you. Don't worry about that. Okay, so you should only log in into the mission. Okay, so there is a user ID which you can see, but there is a password which is needed, right? So I'm going to share the password too. So here I am popping on the screen, and please follow this user ID and password. I'm going to show this for a few seconds. Please make a note of this. Parents can help your children to note it down, the user ID as well as the password. Okay, and I'm pausing the screen for a while so that you can log into the mission using this user ID and password. Okay, so please note down the user ID and password, which is mentioned on the left side, and log in. Okay, so for those who joined just now, please go to the website earthkam.org and click on login. Once you click on login, you will be asked to log into the mission. On the left side, you can see there's a yellow bar. Okay, so you should only log in as a mission, not as a teacher. Okay, so and give this user ID and password. And I'm also going to enter this user ID password in the chat box. So all of you can see the user ID and password in the chat box. Okay, so all of you please use this user ID and password to log in into the mission. And once again, I'm sharing my screen and I have provided this user ID and password in the chat box too. Okay, so great. And I hope at least few of you are able to do that, right? And please give me thumbs up whoever logged into the mission. Great. I can see some of the thumbs ups. Great, superb. Yeah, so rest of you, if you have any issue, no worries, you can do it later. All this recording would be available on YouTube. Okay, you can visit our channel Navas EduTech and you can watch this again and you can try it. So do not hurry. It is there till tomorrow end of the day. So the mission is ending tomorrow end of the day. Okay, so still you have time, at least 1.5 day of time. Okay, so great. So we'll move ahead. Okay, so after you log in, what do you see? So once you log in, let me log in. So once you log in into the mission, you will actually see this page, right? So all of you who logged into this portal, you might have seen this. Okay, so this is the page that you will end up, right? So what you see here, there's a clock running on the right side, isn't it? There is a GMT clock. Okay, so obviously the people who are living on the International Space Station, they are not belonging to one country, isn't it? I mean, yeah, so they are from different countries. Obviously they need to follow one common time, and the International Space Station is actually orbiting around the Earth. Now they follow this time called GMT. What is GMT? Greenwich Mean Time, isn't it? Okay, so what is the time today? Okay, what is the date? So here you don't see the date typically mentioned as month and the day, right? So today is generally July 7th, but okay, so sorry, July 10th, right? So July 10th, but they don't mention as July 10th, they mention as 191. So what is this 191? The 191 is nothing but it is 191th day in this year, right? That means we have 365 days in a year, right? Okay, so out of that, today is 191th day. Okay, so that is how they follow. Okay, the GMT clock follows the day cycle, right? Now, if you scroll down, you can see current and upcoming orbits, isn't it? So the yellow one is the current orbit. The next orbit is going to be the orange one here. Okay, you can see the orbit number is mentioned. Okay, so here right now the ISS is going through the orbit number called 3879. Oh, so many orbits, isn't it? Okay, so next, ISS is going through different orbits, that is 3,880 and followed by other orbits. Okay, so now all these orbits are going to be there till, you know, tomorrow end of the day. So we have to request the images, okay, as ISS is going through these orbits for next one day, right? Now if you scroll up, there is a tab called image request. This is very important. Okay, so you should click on image request. Okay, yes. So if you click on image request, then you will see this. Okay, so here you can see a lot of orbits, right? The different kinds of orbits, like I mentioned, for next few days, isn't it? So here you can see orbits starting from 3,879 all the way to orbit number 3,938. Okay, oh, so many orbits, right? And each orbit, you can see, if I click on this particular orbit, then you see there is a track. There is an orbital path which is given because International Space Station is very close to Earth, isn't it? It's not very, very far. Do you know how much far International Space Station is from the surface of the Earth? Can you type in? I know most of you know how far it is from the surface of the Earth. Sriram says 12,000 kilometers. That's pretty far. 400 miles. Close. 3 to 400 kilometers. Oh, pretty close. It's approximately 400 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Okay, that means it's very, very close to the Earth, isn't it? So if you take this Earth, right? So ISS is pretty close, somewhere here compared to this Earth's size, right? It's very, very close to the Earth. And while it is orbiting, it cannot see the entire Earth, right? It only sees certain region of the Earth as it transits. Okay, so that's the reason these orbital paths you can see, and we can only see the region around that particular line. And here we have colored lines. Okay, so what these colors indicate? The red color indicates the daytime of the International Space Station passes. Okay, because can we capture images in the night time using this camera? Can we capture? No, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so there are specialized cameras obviously, but which are used for various scientific reasons. But the EarthKAM, okay, the Salary EarthKAM is actually a visible light camera, or like a DSLR camera. It cannot capture in the night. So we need to find out, okay, the International Space Station, it has to be capturing the images during the daytime passes only. So during the daytime, you can see in this orbit, it is crossing these regions, right? For every orbit, you can see the red indicates the daytime, the blue indicates the nighttime, which we cannot use. Okay, so then if you're interested in certain region, you can click on different paths. For example, here in this orbit, is it passing through India? Is it passing over India in any of the orbits? In these orbits, is it passing over India? No. Okay, so we would be interested in capturing something from India, okay, and look at the orbits which are passing over India. Okay, now if I click on this, the second set of orbits, still it is not passing. Now let's click on this. Oh, here you can see it is passing over India, isn't it? Yeah, so the orbit number 3,889 to 3,893. Out of that, the last orbit, which is 3,893, which is actually passing over India, isn't it? Oh, that's great. So it is passing over Gujarat. Oh, that means there is one good opportunity if it is passing over Gujarat. What is that? What is that would you like to capture if it is passing over Gujarat? Is there anything that you might be interested to capture from Gujarat? Okay, Ayan says Run of Kutch. Great. Dwaraka. Nice. Okay, so interesting things. But here we can use this camera to look at some of the changes that is happening on the Earth, right? For example, deforestation, global warming, or any kind of natural calamities, right? Okay, or any ongoing cyclonic activity or storms. I don't think so there is any cyclone right now going on. But in recent times, we can also look at some incidents, right? So, you know, there was a mishap, okay? There was an incident happened in Gujarat. Do you remember what happened a month ago, I guess, right? Something significant happened and that cost lives of people. Plane crash. Yes, exactly. Okay. So here we should look at, okay, what, for example, if I zoom in into the region where the plane crash happened, so it happened near Ahmedabad airport, isn't it? So that might be somewhere here. Okay, so where is Ahmedabad? Here is Ahmedabad. And I zoom into this region. And do you see the airport here? Do you see the airport? Yeah, can you see the airport? Oh, definitely we can see that. We can see the runway there. Okay. So now when the plane took off, okay, and from the runway, within just few seconds, it crash landed, isn't it? That is just within 2 kilometers of the takeoff. And that actually crash landed somewhere near the medical campus. Okay, so there is a medical hospital and the education institute. I guess this is that. So you see, yeah, this is the hospital, and near to the hospital there were hostels, isn't it? And these are the hostels. And now these hostels look intact in this image. Why? Do you see any plane crash here in this image? No. Why? Because this is old footage, right? It is old image, like some of you are mentioning. Now, if you want to look at the current image, okay, current changes or whatever happened, the changes happened after the crash, you can actually look at them by asking the images from International Space Station. Oh, great. So here you can see some of you are asking where it is. Here is the orbit. And then you zoom in into this region where you can see the river. Can you see the river here? Okay. Yeah, so there is a river. And then you can look at the runway, which is very significant from the space, right? There is an airport here. And just if you scroll left of the airport and you see a medical college here, okay. So you can see this parking area or some other industry there. I guess it's a bus depot or something. Okay. And then you can see the hospital complexes here, which got completely destroyed because of the plane crash. Now, so what we are going to do? We are going to request image of this particular region. So how do you do that? I just click on this particular region. Okay, so let's say I'm going to click on this region, right? You can see once I click on that region with your mouse or any other interface you're using, and then you can see there's a line drawn from this orbit to this particular location. It looks pretty far, right? It is few hundreds of kilometers away from the orbital path, okay, above this location, but it's fine. Still, the astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla might be capturing this region from space. Okay, so once you select the region, then you scroll down, then you can see the orbit number and the time at what time this orbit is going to have, okay, transit this particular region. So that is 192 day, that is tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow GMT time, 1:41 p.m. GMT time, ISS is crossing over that particular region. Okay, and what is the latitude and longitude of that region? It is 23.93 degrees north, 71.48 degrees east. Great. Now then, you just need to request image. You need to click on request image, which is there at the bottom. So once you click on request image, here you can see the mission is selected already by default. It is 2025 July mission. Okay. And here it asks for the code word. Code word is like a password to request the image. Okay, that's fine. But how do you get the code words? Do not worry. Okay, so we already have a lot of code words for you, right? So here, once we log in as teacher, okay, you are not getting the teacher credentials, by the way, but we are going to give all these code words for you, right? So here there are a lot of code words available. We have 494 code words available for you. Oh, so many. That means we can request 494 images with these code words. Cool, superb. So here you can see the code word has a certain sequence, right? That is assigned for us for our mission, which starts with PN followed by 1517200 and followed by a number. Okay, so I'm going to share these code word sequence once again to you. For example, if you look at the code word, right? Please make a note of this. This is very, very important. Generally, codes are like this. It's PN1517200 followed by a number. So you can replace this XX with numbers like 004, 005, 06 up to 99, right? So here we have 100 participants in this Zoom call, and you can enter the number replacing this X's. Okay, so please make a note of this code. I will pause for a few seconds, and please make a note of this code. PN1517200 followed by 2-digit number. And for your convenience, I'm going to give certain codes from the repository I have. Okay, so let me copy some of the codes from the repository and provide to you. And you can look at the chat box in the Zoom where I'm giving you some of the code words to try. Okay, so let me put it in the chat box. Yeah, so these are all unused codes. Okay, right? So you should only enter the unused codes, right? So I have given around 30 to 40 code words in the chat box which you can use, and also you can follow this pattern which is given on the screen, right? I hope at least some of you have the code word with you. Give a thumbs up if you have the code word. Yes, did you note down the code word? Okay, that's great. Now just observe what I'm doing. Okay, later you can do. So here I'm going to enter one of these codes, right? Let me show that again. I hope you are able to see my screen. Okay, so I'm copying one of the code word. For example, I'm copying this PN151720004. Okay, so now I click submit. Wow, superb. So the code word is accepted. Okay, so once the code word is accepted, you see this green text which is popping up. If it is not accepted, that means this code might have used by somebody, right? So make sure that you're giving this code word which is correct. Now, once you give the correct code word, then we should enter the orbit number which we are requesting. So what is the orbit number that you can see on the left? So here you can see all the information, right, which is there. You just need to copy that. So the orbit number here is 3893. Okay, so I just need to paste that orbit number in the orbit field, and it is asking for the date and time, isn't it? So what is the date and time? This orbit is passing over Gujarat. That is 2025 192 day, that is 11th of July 1:41 p.m. GMT. Okay, so we just need to copy that and paste here. You don't have to type anything. And then it is asking for the latitude and longitude. Okay, so here what is the latitude? 23.93. Great. And the longitude is 71.48 east. You should also look at this, right? The latitude towards the north and longitude towards the east, right? Okay, so and here you should not copy the entire text. You should only copy the number, okay, here, not degrees and the other things. Otherwise it will give error, right? So we have given latitude on longitude. Okay, that's great. So which location is that? This location is the hostel campus. Okay, so hostel, or we can say that this is the plane crash site, right? So we have given the location as plane crash site, a hostel. And what is the reason we are asking the image? The reason is that to analyze, okay, to analyze the after effects of plane crash, right? That is the reason that we are asking, isn't it? So the reason is that to analyze the after effects of plane crash, and then you can submit. So once you submit, you see The message pops up, success. Great, so photo request accepted, and you may continue to ask other requests. It's not mandatory that you only ask one image, you can ask multiple images because you have multiple codes with you, isn't it? Okay, great. So we have already requested one image, and then we can close the window. So once you close the window, you can go to the home page and check the image requests. For example, I'm scrolling up and I'm clicking on something called view requests, right? So once I click on view requests, we can see the various requests we have given in in few days. Okay, I see a lot of people have submitted. Oh, great, super. Along with me, I can see some of you are already submitting these images. Great. Wow, super. So I see at least 10 of you have already submitted images. Okay. Super. Gurgaon, somebody is asking for Gurgaon. And river joint, superb. Yeah, you can continue doing so. Superb. So how many of you have already requested for image? You can give me a thumbs up. Who are joined in the Zoom? So far, if you have submitted at least one image, give me a thumbs up. Okay, Parth says he's the one who actually asked for river joint. Great, superb. Some of you cannot log in. Do not worry. I'm going to give the credentials to you. After logging in, you can do it. No worries. Vedant is asking how to put degrees in that. You just copy the latitude and longitude from the information given on the page and just copy that into the information field. Okay, so I'm once again giving the credentials in the chat box. You can see the username and password. I have just retyped again. Some of you might have joined recently. Please use this user ID password and log in into the portal. Okay, the mission portal. Okay, so I've given the link also. Okay, so some of you are saying that code word is not working. That means the code might have been already used by someone else. Okay, so someone is asking how to fill the code word. You just need to copy that code word and paste it, or you can type it also. So I'm going to show you some of the code words that are available. I hope you are able to see my screen. Let me refresh this page. Okay, so I'm looking for the code words. Yeah, right now we have 480 code words available, which means already we have used 20 of them. So you can see the code words, and again I'm going to copy some of the code words and give to you. You can see there's a certain pattern, right? PN151720 is constant, right? You can see that PN151720 is fixed. Only that is changing is last three numbers. Okay, so I hope you are able to see my screen now. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, so here you can see the code words. Right? So PN151720 is something constant across all the code words. Only that is changing is last three numbers. Okay, so which are ranging from 0 to 500. So please make a note of this. You can take screenshot also. If you have other device, mobile phone or any other device, you can take a screenshot of this and use these codes. You can see here PN151720 is constant and the last three numbers are changing, isn't it? Yeah, so you can give any random number from 0 to 500. Okay, and these are all unused codes so far, right? I don't want to give the teacher login access because it makes things complicated. Okay, you don't have to maintain various credentials. You only use the admin credentials for the mission. Okay, so only use those credentials, and code words you can use this pattern PN151720 followed by the numbers, three numbers. Okay, 0000 to 500. Right. I hope that is clear for you. Yes. Okay, so some of you are saying, Ishan is saying that it is giving the error, the latitude is not valid. Yes, if see, the thing is, you need to give latitude only in numbers. You should not enter any degree symbol or any other thing. There should not be space also. If there is a latitude of 17.5, you should mention as 17.05. Okay, so it should be only having decimal and numbers, right? How to change the code word? So you just type in the code word as it is shown on the screen, PN151720 followed by the three numbers from 000 to 500. Okay. Yeah, I hope all of you got this, right? And once again, you can see that there is a pattern for the codes. I'm repeating this once again. Okay. So please take a screenshot of this. Yeah, do not worry. After this meeting, you will also get the recording from the YouTube. You can watch it, right, and do it. No worries. Now, so what we did, we already submitted the image, and what we need to do once we submit, we need to wait for the image. Okay, obviously, because we need to wait for the orbit to pass, isn't it, over the region that we have mentioned. So the Gujarat region that we have mentioned, okay, over Ahmedabad, that is going to pass tomorrow, right? That is evening time of India, and after that, they will lock their cameras, okay, to the location, and then it will take the image. Once it is taken, you will get this status as taken. So you can see, couple of days ago we have requested an image. I hope all of you are able to see the status here, which is mentioned as taken, and we have requested image from New Zealand to study the deforestation in certain region. Okay, so now once you get the status taken, it is also mentioned with the hyperlink. You can see it is in blue in color, and that means you can click on it. So once you click on it, it will lead to the image which we have asked for. Okay, so here you can see this is the image captured, what that we asked of New Zealand. But here, can we see the details? No. Why is it so? Why can't we see the details of the surface? We see a lot of clouds, isn't it? Okay, so that's the reason it's not visible clearly, because it's monsoon season for us, and also especially in northern hemisphere it is rainy season, right? And that's the reason there are a lot of clouds passing over New Zealand back then. Unlucky, better luck next time. Okay, but we have asked for various other images, and two of them already locked and uplinked for the camera, which is, yesterday we asked for Brazil West Coast image to look at the deforestation in that region. And we also asked image for Chilika Lake, which is in Odisha, to look at the water levels and all other things. Okay, so we are waiting for these images right now, and most of you can see we have submitted these images. That might be coming in a couple of days. Okay, so we have to patiently wait for these images. How do you see the image? Once again, we need to log into the mission operation center and access these images. Okay, so as you have the credentials of the mission control center, okay, mission operation center, you just log in again and come to this view request, and you can have a look at these images. Okay, so great. Now, and most of you are saying that you're not able to access the codes. Once again, I am popping up the screen with the codes. Here you can see I'm going to other pages. So please make a note of these codes. I'm typing it again in the chat box. Let me give all these codes. Yeah, so you can see I have given at least 30 codes again in the chat box. You can use it just by copying it. Okay. Nice. And shall we try one more? Shall we try one more location? Yes, are you ready? Are you ready for the another location? Yes, give me thumbs up if you are ready for the location. Shall we try? Okay, so Rasha Patel, would you like to share your screen and show what you're doing? Yes, would you like to show? Okay, I'm allowing you to share your screen and show what you're doing. Yes, I've given access to share the screen. Yes, somebody requested for screen share access. I have given. If you want to show, you can show with one example. Okay, so with one location. Okay, so now what we do, let's try another location. Let's go to image request again, and let's look at the different orbits. Now let me click on this particular orbit, which is 3929 and 3933. Okay, so here you can see one of the orbit is passing over Brazil. So Brazil, it's very important geographical location for us because we have a rainforest there. Which forest is there? Yes, can you type in which forest in Brazil? Yes, Amazon, exactly. Okay, so here this region is actually prone to a lot of deforestation. Okay, let's zoom in and see some of the regions. So here you can see this region is actually occupied by human settlement. Obviously, there might be some big city here. Okay, and slowly the population might be expanding, right? And here you can see slowly the green cover is reduced because of human settlement and agriculture, right? So then we would be interested in taking these images, right? So of that region, for example, if ISS is passing over this particular region, we would like to take some of the images of these regions, right, which are prone to deforestation. For example, if I zoom in, this region is actually, you can see a lot of trees are cut down in this region. We can clearly see that from orbit. Nothing can be hidden, isn't it? So this was the old image, isn't it? This is not the current image, right? So if you want to see whether more deforestation happened or not, what we are going to do, we are going to select this region, for example, right? So here I have selected this region where we see a little bit of deforestation, and today we wanted to study again. Okay, so what is the latest status there? Now, once I click on that particular region, I can scroll down. I can see that the orbit number is 3929 and it is passing on 194th day of this year, which means 3 days from now, right? That might be around 13th of July. And what is the latitude? The latitude is 3.42 degrees south because it is in southern hemisphere, right? And longitude is 78.47 degrees west because it is west of Europe, right? West of GMT. So the 0 degrees longitude, isn't it? So then we click on request image. So once you click on request image, again, we need to give the code word. So when you're giving the code word, for example, I can choose this code word, for example, 151720450, let's say. Okay, 450. If it is not used, it's a successful. Obviously, it is not used. So we have used this code word PN 151720450, which is accepted. And what is the orbit? The orbit number is 3929. What is the time at which the ISS is passing over? We just copy that and paste. But here sometimes you get spaces, right? Then it will be invalid format. Okay, you need to remove those spaces, additional spaces that you get while you are pasting. Now, some of you are asking the question about latitude and longitude. Whatever latitude and longitude you see here, you can just copy that and paste or type in by looking at it. Okay. So here I have mentioned 3.42 and that is the latitude, but it is north or south? Is it north or south? It's south, isn't it? I need to click on south. So what is the longitude? It's 78.47. Is it east or west? East or west? West, exactly. Okay. So what is the location? Brazil, right? And reason and description, why we are asking for this image? Can you type in? Can you please give a description so that I can copy that and paste here? Yes, any of you would like to give a description for this? Why we want this image? Yeah, so Shravya typed deforestation in Brazil. Very nice, superb. Okay, so we just copy that and paste and submit. Okay, so once we submit, it says success. Great. Congratulations. Okay, so here we requested another image, which is from Brazil, so that we can track the deforestation in that region. So the thing is, we have this power of observing the Earth from space and look at what is happening, isn't it? So it could be a natural calamity, it could be a man-made thing, right? It could be a plane crash, it could be a cyclone, or any other things. You can also spy on Pakistan if you want. Okay, right? So there are certain orbits which are passing over Pakistan. If you want to see the destruction caused by recent war, if you are interested, you can also do that. Okay, yeah. Now, so these are all important for educational and awareness purpose, isn't it? Students like you also have a power to speak. Okay, so what you are actually looking for, right? So you are torch bearers for the future generations, isn't it? Okay, so you can capture these images and create a report and submit to various organizations, whether to your school or any science clubs, science fairs in your city, okay, across the country. So you can participate in some of the science fairs and conclaves and conferences and present your research on these images. They will listen to you. Okay, so when students like you are actually taking environmental change, climate change seriously, definitely there will be policy changes, and definitely we have to make efforts to protect our environment and Earth, isn't it? Because right now we know Earth is the only planet which supports life. So far we have not yet found any habitable planet within our solar system and elsewhere, isn't it? So it's very, very important to protect the Earth first and be sustainable. Okay, live friendly with the Earth. If you are protecting the Earth, it will also protect you. And then obviously we should explore space for various other possibilities, isn't it? Okay, so now let us look at some of the images, right, captured by various other teams across the globe, right? And for that, you can click on the images. Hey, one more thing is that here you can see what kind of camera they are using. You can also see that. If you are actually curious about what kind of camera these people are using to capture the images, you can actually see by clicking on about and look at the ISS camera system. So earlier they used this camera till 2011. They used this Nikon DSLR camera. You can see that, right? But right now they are using this particular camera, which is Nikon D5 digital camera. It's a full frame camera the photographers use, isn't it? The professional photographers use. They are not different cameras. They are the cameras generally we use here on the Earth, isn't it? And here it has certain resolution, isn't it? Every camera comes with specifications, right? So what kind of resolution this camera has? 21 megapixels. Nice. Some of your phones might be having 21 megapixel, isn't it? But is it as good as this camera? Is your phone camera as good as this camera? No, obviously, because this camera is coming with a bigger sensor, isn't it? Large sensor, which can gather more amount of light than your smartphone, obviously. Okay. And then what is the screen? What is the sensor size? The sensor size is 3.2 inches. Oh, that's pretty big. Okay, 3.2 inches is pretty big, right? It's bigger than your eyeball. Okay, so it's almost 10 times of the size of your, your camera of your smartphone. So what does this ISO means? ISO means is the sensitivity of the camera. It ranges from 100 to 1 lakh 2400. Oh, that's pretty huge. That you generally don't find in smartphones and normal DSLR cameras. Okay, and there's also shutter speed. What is shutter speed means? Shutter speed means how quick the image is captured. Okay, so we can expose the camera up to 30 seconds for single image, and we can also expose camera to very short period. For example, 1 by 8,000th of a second. So fast. If there is any fast moving object, also we can capture very quickly, isn't it? So those are the specifications of the camera. Okay, right? And all these specifications in just 1.4 kgs, isn't it? The camera is pretty lightweight, it's not so heavy. Okay, so great. Now this is the camera they are using on board the International Space Station, right? Shubhanshu Shukla might be using this camera to capture. And you can go to images and the gallery, and you can visit historical images of various types. For example, I can go to themed images. For example, I can click on this themed images. I can look at the forest fires. Do you see this? So here there is an album of images which is actually showing the forest fire. So for example, this is the image from Australia, which was captured in 2019. Okay, so where there was bushfires, they call it bushfires, and you can see this fire from space, right? And you can see how it is spreading, right? In which direction the winds are blowing and all. Okay. And not only that, we can see various other things. We can see the deforestation. We can see the forest fire, right? You can see if you click on the album called deforestation, it will lead to all these images, right? For example, if I go to Brazil, and here you can see this image is showing humongous activity done by human beings. You can see here the image is loading. Yeah, so all this entire thing that you see here on the bottom was forest earlier. Now the entire forest was chopped off, the trees were chopped off, and they are using for agriculture purposes, right? You can see millions and millions of hectares of land was converted into from forest to the agriculture land. Okay, maybe human settlement also. So different kinds of images that you can see here in this album, right? You can also see some crazy weather patterns, right? And you can also see the storms. For example, if I go to weather and clouds, you can see the interesting cloud patterns, and you can also see some of the storms. For example, I'm going to show one image which is very interesting to see. So here is the image. So what is this? Somebody is asking, oh, can we see the Mount Kailash? Yes, we can see Mount Kailash from space, but it will be looking from top view. We cannot see the height, right? Okay, so you can see the tip of the mountain and entire base. Okay, it will be a top view. So in this image on the screen, what you see, what is happening here? What is happening in this image? Can you guess? Cyclone. Okay. Someone says rain, cyclone, approaching storm. Yes, exactly. Abhinaya, good, superb. So it is approaching the storm, okay, in desert, right? Yeah, so all these crazy images we can capture from space, and we can alarm the people who are living nearby, and they can evacuate. And also we can see the deforestation, like I mentioned. Okay, this is the deforestation area from Brazil, right? So you can also study deforestation on the earth. So not only that, there are certain images which are annotated. That means they are marking the regions on that. You can also mark like this once you capture the images. For example, some professionals and students did this. They marked the area around Kazakhstan. So this is the frozen lake, okay, and here is the Uzbekistan, the country, and here there are other the sea and other geographical regions, right? So that way you can also annotate the images once you capture, and create a report out of it, right? Cool. So I hope you are ready for this mission, and this mission is ending tomorrow. And another sad news is that this is going to be the final mission. Okay, so since 2000, the salaried EarthKAM is active, but it is going to be sunset. That means it is going to be defunct. Okay, it is going to be closed here on. This is the final camp. This is the finale. You can say so. This is the final mission. That is very sad, right? So they are shutting down this salaried EarthKAM project. So that's the reason it is a very unique opportunity for all of you to participate, which is once in a lifetime opportunity for you, right? So you might have missed the old ones. Okay, if you have missed that, do not miss this opportunity, right? Because this is the last mission, and that is tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is the final day, right? So I hope you understood the entire process, which website to visit, what credentials to use, and how to use the code words, how to request the image, and how to access the requested images. I hope it is very, very clear for you, right? And if you have any questions, please do ask in the chat box. Somebody is asking, Isha says, sir, if the program is closed, can't we get the photos? Yes, you can get the photos. Yeah, you will get the photos, whatever is requested during this time. Whatever photos are requested till tomorrow, you will get it for at least few weeks. Okay. And maybe after that, the website might be closed. Okay. Or maybe open, but the mission won't be active every time. Right. So there is a possibility that after 1 month or 2 months, the entire website would be shut down. Okay. Who knows? Right. Yeah. Okay, so the ones who are actually joined late could not follow the entire process. Do not worry. This entire video recording would be available on our YouTube channel. You can visit our YouTube channel, that is Navas Edutech. Okay, let me show that to you. And just search for Navas Edutech. Yeah, there you can see already the live session is going on, which we are there right now, which is going on. Okay, once it is ended, it will be available for you to watch. Okay, right? And here you can see. Great. So you can access the email, you can access the video, and follow the entire instructions for the step-by-step process. Okay. Now, if you have any specific questions, please do ask. Apart from how to log in and all those things, if you have any interesting questions, please do ask. Somebody is asking, can we download these images? Obviously, you can download. So if you click the images, there is certain resolution available, right? For example, if I go to images, let me share my screen. So here, once you get the image, you'll get this kind of a window, and here you have something called download options. So you can download in various resolutions. Okay, so low resolution as well as high resolution, and there is also the stiff file, which is the highest resolution you can get. So this image is of 34 MB, right, which is of high resolution, which you can download. And apart from the image, you can also see a lot of information which is given by the team, right? So they are giving the location, they are giving the time taken, the orbit, and which school is capturing all those things. Okay, so yeah, all those images, all this information, and also they are giving the coordinates of that particular image, right? On the left corner, this is the coordinate, right corner coordinate, and left and the bottom coordinates. So that means it is giving the boundary of coordinates so that you can analyze. You can do various other things. For example, you can analyze how big this image is. If you have taken one image, right, you can measure how many kilometers it is covering, right? So by doing simple mathematics, if you know which location it is, you just take one geographical feature, look at the Google map, compare the region and the distance, and with that you can actually measure how much big the image is. Okay. And Shubhanshu Shukla is actually staying for only next 4 days. It is already 11th day for him. His mission is only lasting 14 or 15 days. So he's going to return after three to 4 days. Okay. So this is a unique opportunity. Obviously, it's a lot of coincidence, right? The final mission of EarthKAM and the first mission of Indian in an International Space Station, right? So this is very, very unique opportunity, especially for Indians. And maybe in the future, if India is actually constructing its own space station, you know that India is going to construct its own space station. What it is called? Do you know what it is called? Do you know what it is called? Can you type, some of you? India's space station is going to be called as Gaganyaan is a mission name. Okay, Gaganyaan is a human space mission. Somebody typed in Kannada. Okay, he says Bharati Antariksh Yan. Okay, great, super, very good. right? It's going to be Bharatiya Antariksh Yan. Okay, Antariksh Station. Generally, it is called Bharatiya Antariksh Station, right? So that is what space station of India is going to be called. It could be reality within 10-15 years, right? Okay, so then all of you can recommend for a project like sending a camera on board the Bharati International Station, right? And capture the images like we are doing right now. So you can be a project manager for these kind of things, right? After 10-15 years, you might be joining some industry, right? Maybe ISRO or any other space company, right? And you might create this project for India, like EarthKAM project. Why can't we create Abdul Kalam EarthKAM project? How cool it would be. Why can't we create Shubhanshu Shukla EarthKAM project, right? Or Kalpana Chawla EarthKAM project, isn't it? So we can create this project. You can be project manager for that, and you can be a mission operator, right? Mission specialist for this particular project of Indian space station, isn't it? Now, if you want to know who are the people behind this, you can also check in this website. Okay, there are people working for this project, isn't it? So we can click on about, and you can look at the team there, right? So for example, let me share my screen. If you click on about, here you can see this is a mission operation center, and these people are operating this particular mission, okay, the EarthKAM project. And this is actually collaboration between the industry, NASA, and college students. You can see young students, right? So there are college students, and there are NASA people, and there are also people from different universities working together. And here are the people, okay, working on this project. And here we have Indian origin software architect working for this project. His name is Ajinkya Kulkarni. He's from Maharashtra, right? So he's a software architect for this mission. How cool is that? Isn't it? Right? So a lot of people from different parts of the world are contributing for this project. And it is a collaboration between NASA, and there is a university, Alabama University, right, in US. And there is a space center called US Space and Rocket Center. All of them are collaborating together to make this project happen. Okay, so first of all, we thank this team, right? So claps to them. First of all, claps to Dr. Sally Ride, who made this possible, and all the team working tirelessly, contributing their time away from their main projects, right, for this project, and make this possible for all the young enthusiasts and young explorers like you. Okay, so kudos to the entire team, and we hope that such kind of missions would be possible in the future with your contribution. Okay, so you would be the project managers, software architects, mission directors, and operators of Antariksh Station of India, right? So all the best to all the young scientists, right? The budding scientists here. And I would like to say thank you for all of you joining. We had limited seats here, okay, to join. Sorry for those who could not attend on the Zoom. And you can also follow the video on YouTube, okay? So thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care.